Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
And when you in the trenches, it's cool to shoot them bullets. How you gonna defend yourself when them bullets coming back?
BoxingVoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. I can't be fucked with,
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, your kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, any footage of a fighter. Because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar Nova. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on an app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Say, Coach. So you March Tank next fight date?
That's been written,
Rolly in March.
Yeah, Rolly in March. Everybody want to see that. I can't wait to see it.
Now they was in the papers talk. They was in the, on the blogs talking about Tank called out Floyd because he won Lomachenko.
No. He's reason why, because he trying to fight them big mega fights now. He ready, and he said it 2022. But I think they want to make sure they close that Rolly situation out, because a lot of Showtime. See, a lot of things happened before that fight fell out. So that gotta happen because the money was spent into that fight already.
Okay. And when you in the trenches, it's cool to shoot them bullets. How you gonna defend yourself when them bullets coming back?
Yes, sir. We are back, and so is this fight. Now, you guys know I like this fight, man. Now, I won't lie and say that when it first was announced, I was into it, but he grew on me. The press conference, even though he fucked that up a little bit, but shirtless, with the mink. He fits the part. He was at the Tank fight with Isaac Cruz, and the crowd loved him. They formed around him, a circle around him, and he was getting a lot of videos and pictures, and I like the fight, man. I remember the guy called himself the self-proclaimed this generation's Roberto Duran. He's got power. He's a natural 135-pounder when you're considering everyone else the Tank has fought. This guy is naturally big, naturally an alleged puncher. They've said some disrespectful things to one another, so there will be some animosity in not only in the pre-fight hype, but in the actual ring. And, for all the haters that are going to call in, look, you heard Coach Calvin Ford. They spent money on this, so they got to recoup their money. They're going to go ahead and roll the dice with this one again, because they spent promotional dollars on Rolly. And I think that it worked. I think that more people know Rolly. Being at the Isaac Cruz fight, Jose, I noticed that he was being treated as a person that is known. But Mr. Perez, how are you? Where you at? In California, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of like close to the Bay Area. I'm actually like North Bay Area right now, but yeah, what's going on, everybody? We're here to chop it up, talk about Tank Davis, Rolando Romero, you know what I mean? Hey, and if you could refresh my memory real quick, you said he messed up the press conference. What did he do in the press conference that messed it up? I don't really remember.
Well, I mean, he tried too hard. Like his jokes weren't funny. He wasn't as good as he's been in interviews and on Twitter and Instagram. Like in interviews, he's like, "Oh, Tank is short. My dick's longer than him." Like he's better. But when the pressure of the press conference, all the cameras, the beating sun of California was on him, he fumbled some of the words. It wasn't as
a little
smooth.
bit, yeah.
But neither here nor there. He still does it. He still did his thing. And look, Jackson Martinez and Tank, up until now, haven't showed us that they fight in the same manner, right? Like Jackson is a boxer with no punching power. Tank is a dude that's a killer and he wants to kill his foes. So, I know some people are like, oh, well, Jackson did this. Rolly's not as good as people think. But it's styles makes fights, right? Or did you see the Martinez fight and based off that, Tank's blowing this guy out?
I saw the Martinez fight, and that was the fight that he quote unquote got exposed in, and he kind of got like a gifted decision, right? The whole Mayweather machine, right? He's a Mayweather fighter. He got the gift decision, blah blah blah. I can't argue against that, right? I'm kind of with the people on that one, right? Like he didn't look the best, but I really like this fight because we get to figure out, is this dude like really serious? Like, does he really just see something when he sparred these guys back in the Mayweather gym, right? Like, did he see something, or is he just so delusional and he's just so insane that he's just way above his head, way out of his league, and he just gets blown the hell out? Either way, it's just gonna be one of those classic barn burners. I'm talking like, if you were to ask me, 3-4 rounds tops, this fight probably goes. It's gonna be a classic shootout. They're gonna go balls to the wall. They're gonna be displaying a lot of athleticism, some skill, but at the end of the day, they're gonna try to rip each other's heads off. And I'm gonna be there for that, man, 100%. Like, I was hype about this fight. I was actually really upset when Isaac Cruz kind of came into the picture because, they were so quick to kind of take him off with those allegations and all that stuff. And look what ended up happening. All that stuff got dismissed and kind of swept under the table and, off of what? We could have had this fight already.
Definitely not swept under the table. Definitely credit to Rolly. The investigation was dropped and they never pursued charges. So, but we're in this generation. You got to take all allegations serious because you just never know. You got to let the police do their job. That being said, I don't know if you know, but you're like facing a whole nother direction. Feels a little weird. You're like looking over there.
My bad. My camera's right here. But my main screen where I see you and the stream from is in front of me right here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could move it over here, but everything just looks real small.
I'm just like, yo, who is he talking to in the corner? And I keep waiting for the Hobbit to come out the tree. You still got
man.
My man still got the Hobbit house background for those that are not watching us on youtube.com/boxing voice. You should be subscribed. It's our second time going live. We're talking Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolando Romero, the Cuban. I like this fight. It's like you said, that's kind of what I'm intrigued about, Jose. It's more like, why does Rolly talk this way? Everyone else says Tank can fight. Everyone else says Tank hits hard. Everyone else says we haven't even seen him box yet. Why is Rolly so loose with the tongue? Like, does he not think it's gonna be dangerous to poke the bear? It's like you said, maybe he knows something. Maybe he's been in those sparring sessions. Look, like I will say this. Cody Crowley wasn't the first person to say that Tank got out of the ring, before the scheduled amount of sparring rounds. So, is Tank a 12-round fighter? Like, if you push the pace, can he fight 12 rounds? Is that maybe what Rolly's talking about? Does Tank maybe fight 12 at his own pace? Not to say that Isaac was slowing down. I don't think he was slowing down. I don't know. I just don't know what Rolly sees to make him talk so tough because he's saying disrespectful stuff. To me, he's not just getting a fight, you know. These
For
guys
real.
are not going to be friends.
Yeah, he's way out of pocket sometimes with his comments, right? To him, Devin Haney, right? Talking about he's his son. He said some shit about Ryan Garcia, the list goes on and on. The only guy I feel like he hasn't talked about is Teofimo, right? Because I think they're homies.
Yeah, they're definitely
Uh,
friends.
yeah, they're definitely, colleagues and stuff like that. But you know what? You kind of had me thinking a little bit about that whole 12 round conspiracy. I would have agreed a little bit more with you had I just seen the Isak Cruz fight, right? Because the other time prior to that, he went almost 12, right? Or he knocked him on the 12 was when he fought the Cuban dude,
Gamboa?
Gamboa, right? So what was that at the 11th or was it on the 12th
Yeah,
when
but
he knocked him
listen,
on?
even Barrios went 12. Like, that's what I mean. Like, Tank's good and he got real power. He's knocking dudes out in the last round or the second to last round. But
And my point of that was
Rolly's a
they
real
wasn't
35er.
really like pushing him like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Isak, I think he was kind of a little bit forcing him to fight a different pace than what he's normally used to, right? Because this dude doesn't throw. Everybody knows he doesn't throw punches in bunches. He's very economical with his punches, but when he hits you, right, he said it makes it feel like he hit you 5 or 6 times and he only hit you once, right? So stamina, is it a thing? I don't know. I would say no because he looked good, even though he had the damaged hand in the Isak Cruz fight. Like I said, he was on the back foot a lot. Everybody who's ever been in a ring knows fighting off the back foot like that shit gets you tired real quick versus the dude that's just moving forward, right? Or just stepping forward. The dude who's constantly having a back pedal, like that takes a lot of energy out of you, right? Plus the mental pressure that it puts on you, right? So I think we could throw that out the window. But if let's say if Rolly were to fight a modified version of the Isak Cruz fight, right, where he's like kind of high pressured like that, but he's a little bit more smart about it, a little bit more educated about
Yeah,
it.
but you're wishfully thinking Isak Cruz.
So
Isak Cruz is technically a better fighter than Rolly. Rolly is sloppy. Rolly is wild. Rolly's like a baby Wilder without the power. He does have power, but he ain't got that Wilder power. But he's wild and sloppy and rough. Shout out to Brandon that's reminding me that I might be complaining once the fight actually happens because Rolly's a bit of a cheater. He's going to push you. He's going to shove you. He's going to use his forearm. He's a rough house guy. But I'm probably not going to mind it because Tank is the darling. So I for a few rounds, I guess I want to see how Tank reacts to it. But if Rolly gets excessive, I'm sure I will complain. I don't like cheaters.
I mean, how cool did Tank look boxing on the back foot, still landing some decent power shots, even though it didn't really hurt Isak Cruz, right? He was looking like this nice, remember with those pivots and stuff that he was doing?
Yeah.
He was looking like a bullfighter in there,
Just like Gary, though, he suffered an injury and their skill came out.
Yep.
It's funny, though, that, Calvin Ford is saying March, right? Like, that fight, I feel like it just happened. Didn't it just happen in December 5th, 4th? So he's healed already.
Yeah. Supposedly he didn't break anything, right? It was just he bruised it up and it just hurt real bad, I guess.
I didn't know. I thought he had he wasn't throwing a whole arm, right? Wasn't it one whole punch?
We're talking about Tank, right? Not Gary Russell.
Tank.
Yeah. The last thing I heard was, right, it sounded scary, but then he tweeted something, oh no, it's okay, everything is good. It was just, it hurt and it was bruised up and it swelled up, but he's no fractures, no knuckle issues, no damage, no nothing like that, is the last thing that I saw Tank tweet out. So
well, I mean, he obviously isn't hurt because March is 2 months away. Calvin Ford said it's written. He said March is happening, it's written. So, like, that's in the books. So it's not gonna be the end of March. I'm not assuming, right? Like, I mean, it can be, right? But I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, he's got 60 days or less left for March, or the full month of March and full month of February.
Damn, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's around the corner. It's
It's already
around the
the end of
corner.
January. Damn.
No, it's the 24th of January. It's definitely around the corner. And
You think they're gonna do another press conference or not?
Absolutely. Well. Funny you say that, because let me play the audio again, because Calvin does say that this fight is actually happening due to money, the money that was already spent. Now, I don't know that they respent on a press conference. Do they do a Zoom press conference to save? Because if they're complaining already about the money, or they're not complaining, but if they're saying that's the reason this fight is happening, are they gonna spend again on another press conference?
Yeah.
But
let's go with the audio.
Say, coach. So you March Tank next fight date?
And
That's what.
actually, let me give credit, because shit, I forgot to say that in the beginning. This is actually a podcast right out of Upton Gym. These are the trainers out of that gym. It's called the Rise Podcast. Rise, Rize podcast. It's right there in Baltimore. Everyone on the panel is straight out of Upton Gym. That's Tank's original gym before, he started traveling all over the place.
Shout out to Raj, huh?
Say, coach. So you March Tank next fight date?
That's been written.
Rolly in March.
Yeah, Rolly in March. Everybody.
That's what's written. He said when asked, "Is he fighting in March?"
I want to see that. I can't wait to see it.
Now they was in the papers. They was in on the blogs talking about Tank called.
And Brandon, you're right with the super chat. If it's March, that means 4 pay-per-views, 4 straight months. You ain't lying. December, January, February, March. We gave you Luis Ortiz on the 1st. They giving you
Keith Thurman
on the 5th. So that means Tank is the beginning of the month too. Sometime first week of March, another pay-per-view.
I think this is gonna be something permanent, man. They're just gonna keep on doing this now, I think.
PBC is no longer Premier Boxing Champions. It's paid boxing. I don't know. We can't even say champs, because
boxing chips, or I don't know, man.
Paid boxing. I don't know.
We'll come up with something more clever here in a little bit.
Yeah, we need to drop that C and just add G for guys. Paid boxing guys. You want to see them fight, you got to pay.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, no,
they're
that's
killing
what's
me.
going on.
Now Tank called out Floyd because he won Lomachenko.
No. He's reason why, because he's trying to fight them big mega fights now. He ready, and he said it 2022. But I think they want to make sure they close that Rolly situation out, because a lot of Showtime. See, a lot of things happened before that fight fell out. So that gotta happen, because the money was spent into that fight already.
Okay.
So if we're gonna believe that this fight is happening because of money already spent, are we also to believe that Tank is beefing with Floyd because he like, yo, you got me out here looking like I'm a scary cat. Give me the Loma dude now. And they like, nah. We gotta handle this Rolly shit, man. We spent money on this. We flew you out in a private jet. You know what I'm saying? We had the press conferences, the all access footage. You know what I mean?
All they need to do to just give it like a little bit more hype, just to kind of gas it up again. I don't know if there's any kind of events between now and March, but something that's maybe, just on Fox or on Showtime or something, man. But you know how they have fights, but then they have like the little interviews in between. Just have them both come up, you know what I mean? Or like meet somewhere in a crowd and just kind of hype that shit up. They don't really even need a whole press conference.
Maybe officially announce it at the Barrios fight. Let Tank be in the audience.
Yeah.
Let Tank be in the audience, since 2 of his victims are actually on the pay-per-view. But that's also going to cost. They got to fly him out, So I don't know. Again, I'm assuming that money's an issue, because he said we got to do this fight because money was spent. That don't mean they losing. That don't mean they need to recoup. It just means this fight has always been part of the plan, and I could just be, assuming more than I need to be. That being said, the fight does seem to be official because on top of this Calvin Ford news, I don't know if you know, but the WBA also mandated this fight with Tank versus Rolly, and now Rolly is the mandatory challenger to Tank's regular WBA. You know that the belt Cambosos has doesn't get mandatory. So even if Tank wanted to be like, yo, this is not who I want Loma, he would have to drop the belt if he really wanted that, because now he's been mandated to face Rolly. I don't know. Again, did you know that the WBA ordered that and tweeted it out today?
Yeah, they had, they were supposedly consolidating these titles, right? They were trying to get rid of all these super champions and all this kind of, or the interims or regulars, or there's so many different terms that you can give now for these champs, man. I don't even know the correct one anymore, right? The French fries, I don't know. Long story short, they were consolidating titles in a few divisions. This was one of them. So that's why they mandated it, right? Is that what, am I following that correctly or not?
Yeah, I mean, they've been consolidating, but my issue with the WBA and their so-called consolidations is that they pick and choose who they force to fight. Like, if you're really consolidating, why are you making Rolando Romero, who has like an interim, and you're consolidating with, Tank that has the regular? No.
The regular, yeah.
Why don't you consolidate Tank and Cambosos, get rid of the fucking regular? Everybody has an interim. Everybody has an interim, but everybody doesn't have a fucking super regular and interim. Like, get rid of your regular, let him fight the super, and keep your interim. WBC got an interim, even though they also got a stinking silver.
I know.
No,
it's crazy, man.
It's about money, bro. It's about money. All this is about bread.
Absolutely, I agree, man. Hey, but you know what I just thought about?
TV too, man. They want you to have a belt, man. They prefer you to have something to show the fans.
Exactly, yeah. Just have something hanging off there. You know what I mean? Even if you got to make it yourself, like Jake Paul does. He had it. Arts and crafted, a little belt there. Did you see his shit?
Yeah. No, but his was a $500,000 belt. He made that worth something.
I mean, he's doing his thing, man. I'm not gonna sit here and hate on Jake Paul, but there was one dynamic that I was thinking of.
He definitely did his thing. For his first year in boxing, my man made $40 million last year. He did more than many people's careers in 1 year.
For sure. I respect his hustle and his dedication, man.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, bro. Antonio Todd upset Centennial. Remember the other day, I'm like, yo, I wonder how Centennial was fucking feeling. This dude is the only dude that really not be with Al after being with Al. He's on some off-TV fight. Bro, he lost to my man Antonio Todd. Look, Bo and Bama, Killer Kells, you guys, and fucking James Payne Lethal. You know exactly who Todd is, bro. Todd fights on James Payne Lethal cards. That's how I got to meet him. He got fucking robbed on that card in Atlanta. And look at this, bro. This is the biggest win of his career. Holy shit. I love this sport. I love this sport. This dude is probably celebrating right now. This shit wasn't even on TV, and the biggest win of his career. That's crazy. Hugo Centennial loses again.
Dang.
Oh
Yo,
my
isn't that
God.
the dude who got flattened by Charlo not too long ago?
Yes. Antonio Todd did it to him. What the bejeebus?
Yeah, I was never huge on that guy.
He got a draw with Montiel, who Charlo also fought, lost to Willie Monroe. Damn, bro. It just went downhill for him.
Oh, you think they putting him in tough?
No, I mean, look, he's
those are names.
Yeah, those are names, but he's fighting the names that he needs to fight to progress. If you would have beat Jamal Charlo, your career's different. You beat Willie Monroe Jr., your career's different.
For sure. But he was put on there for sacrificial lamb, though, man.
I just can't believe he lost to Todd. Shout out to Todd, man. Think about it. Todd has been knocked out 2 times. He's got 5 total losses and only 13 wins, and one of those wins is Hugo Centennial. Like, he's He's chilling. They partying right now, bro. I mean, I
Oh,
hope they're
yeah.
not partying, but they deserve a celebration, man. That's official, man. And he should have. Yo, it's arguable that he beat Quoctavius Cash in Atlanta, bro. I was there at the Cosmopolitan. I was there, man. It was in Decatur, Georgia, and it's arguable because that's not that he beat him, but this fight was stopped due to a headbutt. But he was looking good, and Cash had one arm that night. I don't know, but damn, totally off topic. I just got the email from, the Detroit Brawl. It did not go down the way that Hugo Centeno expected. Holy shit. Shout out to Antonio Todd. I love that I know him, bro. I would have been reading this shit like, man, who the fuck is Antonio Todd? But I actually got to see him fight a few times, man. At Buckhead, we seen him again right after he fought Cash. We seen him get that win over Savage. And now he got this win over Hugo Centeno. That's amazing. But I'm sorry to take y'all off topic. You can call in if you want to voice your opinion. We're talking Gervonta Davis and Rolando Romero. It is back. Everybody's reporting that the WBA has mandated this fight. No one's talking about the date. Shout out to the best dad ever, putting us on the Rise podcast, getting the information straight from the horse's mouth, Coach Calvin Ford. So now you know. He's also fighting Romero in March. The fight is mandated by the WBA, but it's more than the WBA mandating. Obviously, there was money spent, and this fight has to happen. I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines if you want to call in. Once again, the number to call, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. You can also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. Jose, anything you want to add before I open up the lines and go to the people?
Not really much more that needs to be said, man. Like I said before, I was just hype about this fight. I feel like a lot. I think it kind of is like a little miniature version of one fight that I could compare it to is Adrian Broner versus Marcos Maidana. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where you have
you got high hopes for Romero.
I mean, you're right? Like, he's unproven, but I just feel like the styles are a little bit similar.
At least Marcos Maidana had that Victor Ortiz banger. That was like he went down 3 times. Victor went down 3 times. He just was tougher. He showed he had that metal.
Yeah, and he almost got Khan out of there too, So you're right. He had up until that point he had better fights. But as far as like, I feel like how people can perceive these fighters, some people just want to see Rolly get knocked the hell out because he says some weird outlandish shit sometimes. Some people don't like may want to see Tank lose, right? Because now he's with Mayweather. He's got that Mayweather kind of like image where he's good, he looks too good, you want to see him lose sometimes, right? So he's kind of got that going for him, even though he's a nice dude, he doesn't really talk much, he's not as brash like Floyd was. He, some people can see him as a villain, so it's like, I want to see him get knocked out. So it's like, what's really good with Rolly? Like, is he the man to do it? Because he is wild. Wild isn't always a bad thing, right? Like, some people use wild,
hell yeah,
to their benefit, right?
Psycho
Some people
made a career out of it.
Exactly. Some people don't even use the word wild. It's unorthodox. Or weird angles, right? Awkward angles, right? So we'll see, man. Like, he's not weird enough where like you can't see no skill there, right? Like, there's obviously skill in what he's doing. So I mean, we'll see, yo.
I mean, he made it this far, but again, some would argue that he doesn't deserve to be here because he should have gotten the loss to Martinez.
But that's his only knock, but we'll see.
Yep. Let's go out to the callers. Got a bunch of guys on Skype. I don't know if you guys want to participate. Everybody on Blog Talk, make sure you hit that numero uno at least one time. This way I know to go to you.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
All right. I'm going out to Buffalo Falls. Davidian, should I play the best intro of 2022? Are you available?
I think you should play it anyway.
Strong and about to knock Earl Spence out in Jesus' name. I'm bringing the whole church.
SDS Promotion.
You win some, you lose some. But you live. You live to fight another day.
I got the whole Christian congregation behind me.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
In Jesus' name.
And we all know God only made one thing perfect, and that's my boxing ring.
Oh man, I love that intro. But what's good, TBV? So we talking about
Tank and
so the
Rolly.
fight. Okay, I want to see that because I was interested before it got canceled. I mean,
That's right.
shoot, that's gonna be I feel like Tank gonna get him, but you never know which one goes so wild though. he wild and he does have power, but I got my man Tank stopping him in the later rounds. But who knows? I mean, I want to see this. I want to see the fight. I'm glad that the whole sexual assault case came out to be, not what I thought at first. So I mean,
Not true.
yeah, not true. So that's a good thing because you just never
Rolly
know.
not guilty.
But yeah, man, I'm just working, but I'm always listening to TBV. So
Shout out to
you already know. Yep.
Hey, you
So
know what?
God bless y'all.
Amen.
I was gonna ask was that Davidian you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna see if we could ask maybe the callers, were they more hype about the Rolly fight before it got canceled, or the Isaac Cruz replacement? Because me personally, I was more hype about
Isaac Cruz did
about
good,
Rolly,
though.
man.
I was more
Isaac
hype
Cruz did
about
good.
Rolly. I was more hype. I didn't care for Isaac
Yeah, I was
Cruz.
more hyped about Rolly.
I think the
But a
only
lot of
dude,
people were saying that Isaac was the better fight or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, guys like Brandon used to talk about. I thought it was Isak, by the way, but guys like Brandon Maurice used to talk about Cruz and that he was good and that he had a feeling they were going to push him towards Tank, but no one else really in the community would talk about Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine anyone was more excited for Cruz than for Rolly, unless you were genuinely a Mexican, because I was at the fight and they were there for him. And they were those red bandanas, those red little telas, the little telitas, because it's not a bandana, it's like a little fucking red ribbon, and it was saying, Pitbull. Bro, everybody had them motherfuckers. It was a lot of people there for him, man. Mexicans, bro, they come out. They come out, man. They don't care. They come out. If you one of theirs, they coming out to support, and they were there. That was a big crowd for Isak in LA when I went there for that Sunday fight. At that, they did that shit on a Sunday, bro.
Was that the stadium handing out those little bandanas, or was that?
Hell no, Mexicans selling them shits out there.
God damn, man, they was flipping that quick and distributing. That's crazy.
Hell yeah. PBC got none of that ribbon money. Yo, we going to Big Fish JT in New Orleans. Are you available? Mr. JT?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yo, what's up, man? What
up?
You
back from your drive? Man, how many hours was that for you?
That was like 10 hours?
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. That hard work gonna pay off.
Thank you, man. It was rough first going up there because I ran into snow. Cause yeah, man, that made it like 13 hours. Cause it took like 2 hours because I had to slow it down and shit before I was sliding. But it was smooth going coming back down. But yeah, man, I'm not too big on this fight. I wasn't big on it when it first started. I just see Gervonta Davis beating the crap out of Rolly. Rolly is an awkward, strong type of fighter. But I think he gonna just run into a lot of stuff, and Gervonta go clip him and get him out of there. So I mean,
but you don't think he makes it at all interesting? Like, does he land?
He makes it interesting. Because he's awkward. So I mean, he ain't the regular conventional type fighter and stuff like that. But I just think he gonna eventually run into something, and that's gonna really hurt him really bad. And I don't think it's gonna be that long though. So I guess you could say it's gonna be entertaining, in a few rounds, and I think Gervonta gonna stop him.
Man,
So
has Rolly ever been visibly hurt from what you've seen in a fight?
Nah, he just was outboxed by Marie.
He hasn't,
and not really outboxed. He was just like out time. He was getting popped with that jab all day.
is he really? I mean, I can't sit there and say he haven't really been in there with a puncher, but I don't think he's been in there with no vicious puncher like Gervonta though. Like that's gonna be open season for him, man. Gervonta gonna be setting him up with some shit. Yeah, but that's all I got though, Ness.
All right. We got Big Fish Vega. Big Fish Vega.
Let the little fish go so that we can catch the big fish later.
I'm the big dog at the welterweight division.
WBC and IBF welterweight champion of the world.
At the end of the day, I'm a way better fighter than Terrence Crawford.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Me and Terrence Crawford on this side of the street.
We cleaning our side of the street, then we coming after Crawford.
60-40 or 70-30, whatever we get.
Say something else. Say something else.
Big Fish Vega.
Big Fish Mafia. It ain't a movement, it's a lifestyle.
SDS Promotions.
Can't front, man. I get hype every time I hear that Big Fish. Shout out to Davidian, man. I know he's part of Bill's Mafia. And, big shout out to JT, man, bringing his kids out there, getting that good work in Colorado Springs. In regards to this fight, I mean, to me, it's going to be easy work. I can see Rolly just taking a couple rounds, a couple round lead. Gervonta, too experienced, too good, too fast, too strong. I could probably see him stopping him later rounds, maybe corner stoppage. If not, like JT said, him running into something. Other than that, man, I'm about to wrap these hands up and get in the gym. So I'll let y'all later, man.
All right. I've been waiting. Well, hopefully it works out that way. This is how the producer wanted me to do it. Like Big Fish Vega go first, J Max second. Are you available?
I'm in the ocean. You say you the big fish. I'm looking for you.
Maybe a spins, get his tail out his butt, and he'll fight.
You are watching a master at work.
Target practice, baby. When I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak.
Ocean big in the motherfucker, man. We ain't gonna be able to fire your punk ass out.
You wanna bet?
You can bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
I'll break your fucking neck.
J Mac, New Orleans.
Don't like what I said, nigga? Do something fucking about it.
One of the best finishers in the game. Give me the towel. Give me the towel.
SDS Promotions.
Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, hey, great minds think alike. I was just thinking to myself, I said that shit would be tight if Ness ran my shit right behind that weak ass shit I just heard in Big Fish Vagina. Hold on, don't laugh on it. Big Fish Vagina. That's his new name on the back call. Big Fish Vagina. All right, now Tank Davis. They're doing the knockout. They already got a stage, man. We know what's gonna happen with this fight. There's no excitement for this fight. This is another opponent that's being put on Tank resume to hold his hand and make him look good. Like Rolly never brought anything to the table but controversy, and the fact that he can talk shit in that fur coat when it was hot outside. So I'm not excited about this fight. Never been excited about a fight. Tank in a division where they got killers, they got big names that he can clearly be making bigger fights in. Until Tank fight those guys, I'm gonna forever say the dude ain't doing shit, ain't fighting no fucking body. So nothing excites me about this opponent.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't be that way because I wanted Devin Haney to get this fight. And I think that's why Tank got this fight. If you remember, they were saying that Rolly was asking for like $5 million, or Rolly was saying that that Devin was asking for $5 million to go over there. But then all of a sudden, the potential Devin Haney opponent in Rolando Romero was swept off the table, and Tank was fighting him. So I can't hate, you know what I mean? Like, I thought this was a good fight for Devin, and certainly better than Linares and Gamboa. Obviously, those guys are bigger names than Rolly, but this guy is fresher than them. Yeah.
You know what? I got a question. So obviously Tank, has juicier fights out there, right? Like, this is a good fight, but obviously we want to see him fight. Teofimo lost already, but Devin Haney, Kambosos, right? Whatever. Maybe Lomachenko, right, for some people. But in order to make Rolly a more credible opponent, right, or a more worthy opponent, I forgot the name of this last caller. Who would he have to have seen Rolly in the ring with for him to be like, oh, okay, you know what? Like, now this is a good fight. You know what I mean? Like, who would have been that dude? Like, if Rolly would have got past, you would have said, oh shit, like, you know what? Maybe he's a problem,
Haney. If he would have got past Haney, that would have been an upset.
But shit, ain't nobody beat Haney yet.
I know, but he and Haney have had that internet beef. If Rolly beats,
I'm just trying to think of a good name, like a solid name
that he should fight before Tank. You saying?
Yeah, that would just have people saying,
Comey, Easter, Robert Easter, Comey. I guess Linares.
Linares, yeah.
Javier Fortuna.
Oh.
Jojo
Diaz. Yeah, Jojo Diaz, I would have said for sure. Had he beat Jojo Diaz, I would have been like, okay, man, this is legit.
Any of those names, man. Any of those names. But that's the thing. That ain't the way they working over there. I see that now, They gotta know you were Earl before they letting you go and fight the world. Other than that, they keeping dudes undefeated over there.
That's crazy, man. This dude's just been, what has he been doing in his career?
They saying Pitbull Rolly, that's a good fight, but again, it's a little too late because they already making this one. But yeah, I would have took Pitbull Rolly.
I would have been. I would have been super happy with that fight. That would have been cool.
That's the blessing of fighting Tank, man. Like, yo, look, 2 of his victims on a pay-per-view. The other one is still in negotiations with Ryan because I got a phone call today that, the Tevin Farmer fight ain't official. Ryan ain't signed, and they still want Isak Cruz. And that's what Tank does. Tank makes you into a name. Like, Rolly fights and loses the Tank, believe me, people going to want to fight Rolly because he was in the ring with Tank.
Yo, what if Rolly got a win off Tevin Farmer?
That would be good, too.
That would at least make it.
I would give him credit, but remember, Tevin's moving up. He lost that belt at 30. Hasn't had to fight since the loss to JoJo. Let me get to some of these callers. I got Hawk, Maryland. What up?
Yo, Ness, what's up?
Holla at me, champ.
Hey, boss, give me a second on this one, boss. Give me just a little second on this one. All right, now look, I'm an old head, so I had to go into the thought pattern because I wanted to figure out a fight that could remind us of this situation. Is Tank in any trouble at all? Because when they first announced the fight, I was like, this is a bullshit fight. I was like, Rolly, some wild crap, boom, boom, boom. But then as that fight got closer before it got canceled, I started to get a little worried. Let me tell you why. Al Heyman had a fighter that was undefeated. His first fighter was undefeated, knocking out everybody, plowing through the welterweight division. Now, he came up to Sugar Shane Mosley. He beat Sugar Shane Mosley twice. This is Vernon Forrest. After he beat Sugar Shane Mosley, he got mandated to fight a wild cigarette-smoking dude named Ricardo Mayorga, who swung wild and knocked his ass out. We did not think Vernon Forrest was going to lose to no Ricardo Mayorga. Then he beat him twice. He fight wild, and he is crazy. He was talking all kinds of craziness. Do you remember this guy?
Yes.
Exactly the way Roley fights. Mayorga fights like that. That's how Mayorga used to fight. And he clocked the boxer and knocked him out. Nobody anticipated that. Just be careful with that fight, because that boy do hit hard. But I'm going with Tank. But that Ricardo Mayorga fight was just like this. Everybody thought the boxer was going to win. He had the belt. He was the talented one. He was Al Heyman's first fighter. He got knocked out by a cigarette-smoking Ricardo Mayorga, who actually smoked a cigarette after he knocked him out, talking to Larry Merchant at the end of the fight. And then he got him in a rematch and beat him in 12 rounds, swinging wild. So don't underestimate that wild swinging. That's my call.
All right. What do we got here? I had to do something. Oh, Chris Carlson. No, I didn't call Keith a tank victim. I said 2 tank victims. You must have forgot Barrios is on that card, and so is Leo on the undercard, champ. Little education. Ain't nothing. It's a little education. You know what I'm saying?
Don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit.
You know what I mean? If you don't believe me.
Hello, ladies.
Anybody that know me know I've been a player, whether it was in Alabama, Ohio, or anywhere around the globe.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
I've been smashing Telly Swifts, man. I didn't have to become a millionaire to get that caliber of woman. One of the people's choices, one of the fans' favorites, a guy that can galvanize this crowd such as myself.
He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
The AJ of trucking. Yep, Brandon in Cincinnati.
SDS Promotions.
Yeah, that's still the best intro. But what's up, Nuss? What's your partner name on the show with you?
Jose, but he's gone for the day, man. He only had 45 minutes.
Oh, for sure. As far as this fight, I got the same sentiments I had for when it first was announced. I'm not excited for it. It's not a great fight. I'm not the type of person that's going to be like, hey, it's a great fight just because Rolly's going to say some entertaining shit at a press conference. You're going to charge me $80. I mean, I want to pay for a 50-50 fight or a fight I really, really want to see. I don't want to pay $80 for a couple stand-up comedy shows, which is what Rolly bringing to the table. I am going to give it a pass because he was wrongly accused of something. He's got validated, but the charges being dropped, so he does deserve it just off the strength of that. Hate when people do that shit, man. So shout out to him for getting his name cleared up for that BS. But I hope they stick to their word. According to Calvin Ford, after this fight, we going to get the names we want to see. I'm going to hold them to that. So after this fight, I'm holding them to it. No more finding whatever Mexican available. Make the best fights. The Lomachinkos, the Devins, all the fights at 135 and 140 that niggas really want to see. So I'm holding them to that word. No more gimmicks, man. Whatever Hispanic fighter we can find to follow the green print bullshit. Nah, that's garbage. Hold them to it. Let's all hold them to that. Calvin Ford say after this one, Lomachenko and the other top dog. So
I mean, so you don't buy the audio that he's mad at Floyd because he wanted the Loma fight.
I'm sure Tank is probably mad at Floyd. I'm sure Tank would like to fight the other big names. He getting tired of people saying the shit they say about him, how his career is being carefully orchestrated. He a fighter. But at the end of the day, that ain't stopping the fact that the shit is happening. So I'm just going to hold him to that. Like, after this, give us the fights we want to see. I take this one. I ain't going to pay to see it. I go watch it at a bar.
because I know Tank bring out the bitches, so I'm gonna go watch it at a spot. But yeah, after this one, give me some good fights. That's my call. Tank gonna fuck this guy up though. Have a good night, brother.
Let me see. Mr. PBC. What is up?
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingWords.com.
I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, what's good, Ness?
What up?
Shout out to the panel and everybody in the back call. I definitely would like to see whatever he does. I mean, if money was spent, you know, that's just how the game goes. You got to go back to it and get your money back. The game's all about money. It seems like you got to respect it. I mean, people back in the back call always respect it. So, I guess, what I really just want to see is this fight over, but I would like to see Loma, Devin, all these dudes fight each other. I've been seeing a little bit of shit saying, all these sanctioning bodies might just step in on these dudes. I mean, if they have to do that, then we got to get that then, because it's just getting weird. We need a tournament or something. We got Bud saying, I'm in the sea, but he in Dubai. We got Earl about to fight Ugas, but, Bud suing Bob. I don't know what. I'm just getting tired of all this, really. That's my call.
All right. So just want to remind everybody we will be doing Untitled in about 30 minutes. Obviously, we had a schedule for today at 7 p.m. on YouTube Members Live. Enrique is still driving from New York City, and I'm still live with this show. So we'll do it immediately after and once he gets here. So anywhere between 7:30 and a couple of minutes, give or take. We're going out to the King of Essex.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Hey, look, man, that my shit is so classic, man. But I may have to. I'm gonna have to skip the line and go holler at SDS. Hopefully, I get a little you know how you go to Great Adventure, you got the speed pass, you go to the front of the line. See what I can do, right?
Hopefully, you got some juice as a host.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully. But yo, and let me just get this clear before I run down. Mandatory. This is a mandatory, right? This has been ruled a mandatory?
Yes.
That is the only thing that makes this fight sellable at this point. Because after Isaac Cruz, the Cruz fight, to me, once he took that fight, it was no need to look back at Rolly. Now, shout out to Rolly because as the, our own Val Venus, our own Deuce Bigelow, Brandon from Cincinnati told us, it is wonderful when the man gets vindicated. People are so quick to smear, the accusations, but they don't never like to spread the vindication. So shout out to Rolly. Never mind what I think about his list, because he sounds like fucking Michael Pena. Because he sounds kind of, like, I'm going to fuck you up, man. I'm going to fuck you up. So I find him very entertaining, right? Boom. And he's entertaining. He knows he's entertaining. That's his best shot in this fight. All this Roberto Duran and this generation shit, he might punch hard, but he's too wild, and I see Tank putting on the boxing. See, this is funny, though. The boxing that Calvin Ford and Leonard Ellaby and all these people, all the people that's been in the gym with him, this may be the fight where he actually, I guess, showcases that, because Rolly's going to be swinging wild as hell. He's going to be flat-footed. Tank is a southpaw. Watch Tank hit his ass with a bunch of lead left hands. I see Tank really putting on more of a boxing performance willingly and then adding some power to it. But the way Rolly fight, he ain't coming to lay down, but it ain't going to be his night. Tank is a very special fighter.
So just because of the fact it's mandatory makes it inescapable. But would we want to see him fight Rolly? No, we would expect him to go in another direction, right? But I'm going to watch it. I ain't going to front. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to watch it because it's my job to do so. Will I enjoy it? I hope so. And that's really, Rolly's job to make it entertaining, because not only did he get a second chance with the legal system, this could be an opportunity to make himself a figure. Because Mayorga didn't really go on to do much after, Vernon Forrest. But look how we talking about him now, 20 years later. So if Rolly, can really just, entertain us, however that is, whether it's an entertaining loss, you crash and burn, or entertaining as in, he put up a good-ass fight. The pressure's on him. It's not really on Tank as far as I'm concerned, man. But it's Amanda. What we gonna do, right?
Word. But I will say, I'm gonna get to some other callers, and we'll say Mayorga, he got a lot of fights though. He turned that whatever he did, he turned it into a lot, man. Like I remember 2 fights with Mosley, 2 fights with Forrest. 2 fights with Lewis. Did he get 2 with Oscar too? Maybe he fought Cotto. He fought Fernando Vargas. This dude fought everybody. He fought Trinidad. Like, he's been around that bloque. Let me go out to CYP on Blog Talk. What up?
Yo,
what up?
Another fight we gonna pay to see, because Tank Davis is must-see TV. So y'all can be mad all you want to, but y'all gonna watch it. That's what that dude do. Shout out to everybody on the back call who was trying to figure out, and let's get help with this, which coast got the best callers. Obviously, I'm going with the West Coast King. When you got JP and you got Info Joe and you got PBC, the West Coast to me, the main 4 is too much. But I know they're gonna call in and debate that. But I think the West Coast, straight up, is killers. Shout out to everybody else, but we winning. And then I want to give a shout out to everybody who loves me enough to shoot for being the next CYP on TBV. I appreciate y'all. It makes me feel good about myself and the things I'm doing to help the community and the kids. CYP out. Tank for life.
All right. Brandon Lands with the super chat that says, play that new Ness Heyman intro. We want to talk boxing. Real boxing. TheBoxingVoice.com. The kid is back. And I ain't going nowhere. And all you motherfuckers out there watching this know who you see every fucking day.
Ness Heyman.
My consistency is unmatched. You ain't been here 12 years in this shit, and I'm gonna be here tomorrow. I don't need no fucking deal. I don't need no fucking deal. I don't need no fucking deal. Niggas is gonna come listen to me because they gonna come listen to me.
Ness Heyman.
Don't leave. Truth hurts, motherfuckers.
SDS Promotions.
Bo in Bama. What is up?
One of the fighters is going to lose, and no matter what, Don King's going to win.
That's the way it's supposed to be. It's in America, man. That's enterprise. I didn't write the rules. I revolutionized the pay scale in boxing. I paid fighters more money than anyone in the history of the sport.
That is a true fact.
You know what I mean?
That has been done.
So when I be, the only thing I could be guilty of is hitting them in the head with $100 bills, giving them dignity, pride, and a lot of money. So now whatever it is more than what they could get from any adversary of mine. Otherwise, they wouldn't be with me.
Well, he jumped on, jumped off. Info Joe.
Because there ain't no show without Info Joe.
Are you ready for our next bout? Let me hear you.
Shout out to the boxing god.
It's showtime.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
The fight starts now. Give the fans a show and let your hands go.
SDS Promotions.
Puff, puff. pastries on IG. Satisfy that cannabis-infused sweet tooth.
Mr. Puff Puff Pastries himself. What up, champ?
Yeah, what up, champ? What up, Ness? Hey, first things first, man. The Border Wars epilogue is dope. Fire. Whoever did the editing on that, man, give them 10 thumbs up, man.
That was
about
it, man.
20
That was
fires.
it. The female, remember?
Oh, man, she did a great
Zip
job.
Zantana out of Wisconsin.
She did a great job. That was epic, man. Shout out to SDS Promotion, man. Your intro is fire, man. That's some of his best work right there. You might take the cake this year, Ness. Hey, man, shout out to CYP, man. I think you might have a point there, champ. Hey, on to the Rolly, man. I was never excited about that fight, man. But once the fight was already happening and the young man got pulled out for some false allegations, my heart went out to him when he found out he was vindicated, and I hated he missed out on his bag. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, I'm hoping. I don't really mind the fight, but I don't like the fight. I think he a highlight reel waiting to happen for Tank. And I for all the Rolly fans out there, I'm sorry, man, but I think he got the worst skill set out of everybody in the division, man. He's going to get knocked out, and we're not going to learn nothing new from Tank from this fight. That's my main thing. I want to see Tank in at least a good 60-40 or 50-50 fight, and that's what I'm waiting on the rest of the guys in the division at the top. But that's all I got, champs. Keep up the good work, Ness. Hit them thumbs up, y'all. Peace.
You already know, man. We out here. We rocking. Let's see who we got. 714. What's that? Not Chicago. Carolina, right? That's the Carolinas. Let me see. This is. Remember that? Oh, that's Anaheim. Shit. Let me see. This is Javier. Fuck Javier. We're gonna memorize that one day. What up?
You got it, Ness. I'm not in North Carolina.
I know.
California.
I know, my bad.
Yo, and the dude, Info Joe's like, that's a perfect call, man. I believe everything he said, man. But I think the fight's more going to be like, I actually like the fight. I think it's going to be more like Oscar De La Hoya versus Mayorga, where, it starts off, he's a little careful about the power, but then he just starts landing his own and just kind of knocks him out, I think it's more going to be like that. Hey, can I tell you a quick story, though, about this dude, though?
Which dude?
Fucking, what's that kid's name? Talking shit. Rolly.
Go for it.
During December, I was doing like this whole Uber thing, right? Fucking trying to get a little extra cash, and I pick up some dude, like some hood ass dude, right? And I was like, "Fuck, man!" Right? He gets in the car. You could tell the dude just got out of prison, right? And I'm over here talking to him and stuff like that. And turns out that dude claimed to be that dude's uncle, right? Fucking he said he was trying to stay out of prison. He's like helping his nephew. And, obviously I like boxing and shit, so I'm like, who's your nephew? He said he was training. He's like, oh, his name's Rolando Romero. So we started chopping it up and stuff like that. Dude, he got a job as a bodyguard for some strippers. Took me out to party with that dude. Fucking, at the end of the night, this dude tried to give me he tried to give me a burner. And I obviously I didn't accept it, right? But dude actually gave me a gold Rolex after that shit, just for supporting his nephew.
Wait.
That shit's pretty cool.
But we on different coasts and shit. So what is a burner? Because for us, a burner would be a gun.
Yeah, a burner is a burner.
Okay.
He gave me a little G2026. Yeah. But fucking, I was like, nah, I can't take that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, you supporting my nephew. And then he's like, you like watches? I'm like, oh yeah, it's cool. He pulls out this Rolex. He had like 8 of them. And I was like, nah, my boy, I can't take that from you. He's like, nah. He's like, you're supporting my nephew. This dude's going through a hard time right now. He's like, I want you to have it. And he fucking left me a gold Rolex. It was real. I want to go check on it too.
I was about to just ask you, did you go check on it? Damn,
Yeah.
yo, God is good.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's a blessing.
But anyway, that's my story. Homeboy's from out of Inglewood. I don't want to say his name, but he's fighting a case for life right now. He said it was his uncle.
Nice. I mean, he must be giving away Rolexes. Shit. Javier, man, thank you for calling in. Thank you for the story. That's interesting. Listen, I'm starting to see how small this world is with boxing. I told you, man. Like a guy I met so many years ago is now a full-time trainer for Glenn Tapia. I mean, it's crazy. You just never know. You never know. It's like, honestly, it crossed my mind today. You know, before I spoke to JT, it crossed my mind like, damn, will JT's sons be like the next Devin Haney, right? Like, and I don't mean that like the way y'all gonna take it. I mean for us, for TBV, because I was putting Devin on my channel when he was an amateur, 12 years old. You know what I mean? So I had no clue. He just was extremely talented. At 12 years old, you can see he knew exactly what he had to do. So it was more for me like, yo, let me show people this kid who's also trained by Floyd Sr., so, you know, that's also a plus at that time. But he's 12 years old, and look at how he moves, you know. But, again, it did cross my mind like that. Even with Adrian, where Adrian was like, yo, I got Kevin's sparring. I'm like, because he did mention, like, oh, how he's going to be a pro and whatnot. I got a counterpunch, Bo, so you got to wait one more segundo. J-Mac, what up? No J-Mac, no J-Mac. Go to Bo in Bama.
Shout out Tabo, Riddick Bo, Bo Ennis, Bo Mack, and Bo Jackson. Here today, this is Bo in Bama with a clear voice. You know, I've been showing love all day, putting that work in, you know, like how I do. Just showing love, man. And that's what I'm here to do right now. That's what I'm here for right now to do, is show a little bit more love. Just to TBV, man, to Rolando Romero. My man just got off the line saying he got a little charity gift of a Rolex, you know. And one day I'll be able to give out gifts like that. But right now, all I can do is just give shout outs, you know. So shout out the whole South, man. All the Tennessee boys, them Texas boys. They got the kids out there, JT and J-Mac. Shout out the Florida boys, the Ohio boys. I think the whole Ohio players are from the South as well. You know, I don't really fall into that Midwest and all this. What is a Midwest? I consider y'all Southern, man. Shout out to all y'all boys, man. I'm showing love today. That's all, Ned. I just wanted to come through and, you know, just pour my heart out to you all with a clear voice. What's that?
I was just going to say, but you are in Tennessee, right?
I'm in Tennessee currently. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of people think I'm in Alabama. You know how the stigma and the stereotypes are about Alabama. A lot of it's true. What you hear about Alabama is true. You know, it's a little different than everywhere else. We raised different, and we stand on what we believe in. But I'm just here showing love today, and salute all of you guys, man. Keep on doing what you're doing. I'm showing up every time. I love TBV. I love what I do. It's all love, bro.
Yo, is Memphisboro is by you, or is that far from you?
That's Murfreesboro. I was in Murfreesboro earlier. That's about 30 minutes away. You know, I had to put in some work on the ground, put in work in the air. You know what I'm saying? I might put my foot in her ass or two, you know, but I'm putting in work when I do what I do. Hey, can you I'm gonna send a counterpunch just for the Mayorga intro, because I like what Hawk said about Rolly being similar to Mayorga. So I just sent you a little Mayorga
I just sent
intro
you
that I
man.
had.
I just sent you something. Let me know what you think, and if there's any way we could, I don't know what we can do. All right, I'm playing that right now. Let me see.
All right.
Where did I put that? I think I uploaded it already, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's in your area.
For sure. I will be on the job tomorrow, checking into that.
You the chat.
Yes, sir. I will give you live photos and things.
All right.
Mayorga not only trying to block Lewis from getting into the ring, he once told us he knocked down a horse. Remember that? Costa Rica guaranteed him $100,000 if his promise comes true of 3 or less. Promoters, Don King said he's throwing a Corvette.
He says that he would like to thank God and Don King for this opportunity that he can go forward with his family and progress from poverty.
What? Did I just hear some shit?
Promoters, Don King said he's throwing a Corvette.
He says that he would like to thank God and Don King for this opportunity.
Yo, so Don King threw in the Corvette. It's a sign. This is a sign of great things to come for the Nets. I'm telling you.
Of 3 or less. Promoters, Don King said he's throwing a Corvette.
He says that he would like to thank God and Don King.
Don King said he would throw in the Corvette if he would have got the win. Holy shit. That's the sign right there we was waiting for, man. We gonna get it. J-Mac, what up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't know what happened. My brother, my nephew's are super talented. Anybody know anything about our kids? All our kids are super talented. I guess they were just blessed with the right type of makeup and the right type of parenting, molding, and all that stuff like that. Videos and all the college coaches. One of the guys that know us know it well. Like, our kids are really doing some big things, especially my daughter at the level she can play at. On to the South has Bama Bo is still Bama. We got LV Slugger, got NO, JT, J-Mac, Keen, Intrigue, Supermax. You got this that I cannot think of right now. How's LA going to self-proclaim something that they don't have? They don't even have enough to compete with the roster. Between all us, definitely, that with all them personalities, they can't compete. So we can't let these guys get out here with just self-proclaiming, talking about the West Coast and all this stuff. Like, they don't have enough callers to even compete with the roster. And I'm sure I can name a few. We just keep naming down the South. But that's what I wanted to respond to. And shit, that's all I had. All right.
All right. I got best dad ever. What up? Be more.
What's up? See, there's about two or three things I want to say about this. See, the first thing is, I put this out because I want everybody to see, like, how it was and how deep it was. That, like, Tank really want these big guys. He really want them, like people keep asking for. But that WA mandatory, that's a front. They put that out there because they know Tank was going to be mad. Because soon as Floyd and them brought Rolly name up, that's when Tank called and was like, no, I want Loma. So basically Floyd and Showtime, they was like, they already put money into it. And then they basically told the WBA to mandate it. That's the whole thing, about the whole story, just so it can, like, keep Tank at bay and he ain't going to, like, put it out on the internet. And I also think he grew up from that, too. So he was like, just get it over with. So I think he's going to put him to sleep and then expect big things in 2022. That's why the fight is going to happen in March, because they're trying to get it out the way. So let's get it over with, fellas. Shout out to VV.
Shout out to you. For those that don't know, he's the one that gave us, Devontae is the one that gave us the audio from the Rise podcast 2 days ago. I fucked up. My producer had to tell me today, like, yo, did you check your Skype messages? And obviously I was already on a live show, so I had to wait for the live show to end to actually listen to the audio and then know that it was worthy. But I said, hey, I'm a hustler, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how people could literally forget. Like, that's why I play that clip every day. I'm a hustler. Every day I'm hustling. Like, me, I'm here. I want to do this. I love talking about boxing all day, all night. Luckily, I'm blessed though with a wife that understands my obsession with the sport. That being said, Bo, one more for you. All right, I got. Oh shit. Listos pelos chingazos.
Listos pelos chingazos. Listos pelos chingazos.
And it's not going the distance. Either he'll wave the white flag or I'll wave it for him.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
A lot of you live
unbelievable lives.
It's easy to sit in those seats. It ain't easy to stand up here. Remember that.
Matter of fact, when I smacked his brother in this gym right here, he didn't do anything. All he did was stand there like a big fat pussy.
In your mind, how does that fight go?
With me getting my hand raised.
SDS Promotions.
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, man, you need to just go ahead and tell CYP the South got something to say, man. We way too deep of a roster on this show, man. You know, like, let's think about it, man. Can you name 5 West Coast callers, man, besides, well, other than JP, CYP, and Info Joe?
West Coast?
That's,
Yeah, a lot, man. You got Javier in Anaheim. You got Oscar in LA, Roman in LA, right? Is Roman in LA? Oscar in LA?
all right, screw all that. You still taking too long to think, man. It is what it is. We're going to move on, man. We're going to move on. Either way it goes, man, you got the hottest takes and everything, and the hottest clickbait. You come from all these South callers you got. And I feel like we actually moved the needle in the show. You know, until CYP can pull up some stats or some Google numbers or whatever, man, I'm not going to believe otherwise. No differently, man. Now on to the topic. I mean, why is everybody going to call in and disrespect the former titleist Rolando Romero? I'm just saying, man, you know, if you want to think about Isak Cruz and Anthony Yiggett, compare those 2 wins, I think Rolando Romero got the better win, in my opinion. Especially what Sandra Martin did to Mikey Garcia. That win's looking a whole lot better going forward and forward. So, I mean, people better stop thinking that Roldy's going to be fooled, man. He might fuck around the Spark team. I'm willing to take a few small bets and everything, man. I'm going to go with the kid. He about to get some ghostwriters so he can be ready for these Zoom calls and shit so he can have some hot shit to say. And other than that, Ness, I appreciate you always giving us this content because nobody's a harder hustler than you in this boxing game, man. I'm out.
Appreciate you, man. Don't forget, for those that don't know, we will be going to visit David Benavidez in camp. I'm going to go check out his father, Jose, as well, who's also going to be in camp, obviously being the trainer. But for those that don't know, now you do know, he is also training, obviously, Jose Venezuela, a.k.a. Rayo, the guy that allegedly dropped Tio in sparring. Then they're now training Diego Pacheco as well, the 168-pound young guy with Matchroom. So we have all those questions right here on our Patreon page. So if you become a member, obviously, of our Patreon page, you can ask questions to all the guests that we have scheduled for this month. Bozy Ennis should be on the show tomorrow. So if you want to ask Bozy a question, become a member and click right here. We had Jermaine Ortiz on today. Diego Pacheco, I'll be going to see personally. David Benavidez as well, I'll go see personally. Jose Venezuela personally, and Jose Benavidez Sr. personally as well. We're still scheduled to have Shakur Stevenson on the show and Stenonius on the show. We're also talking to Sabril Matias. I just confirmed with Jose Perez, who was on the show today as a co-host, that he can translate for Sabril Matias. So I just got to get back in touch with Matias. We also have, who else? Shout out to Ms. Bumgarner, who was just on the show. I know that Magdomed Karabanov wants to come in on the show. He's the one that has the win over Smith. Brandon has to lock that in. From what I can tell, Brandon has already locked in Jalil Tucker, or is it Ja Tucker? But yes, he signed the Top Rank. We had Connor Ben on as well, so you missed that boat. Cody Crowley, you also missed that boat. But yeah, man, sign up to the Patreon page and go ahead and drop your questions for all the respected guests that we're going to be having on here soon. And we're going to keep these phone lines moving. They are lit up. They really are lit up, so bear with me. Looks like I got Stonebone Boxing on Block Talk. What up?
What up, what up, what up?
Chilling.
What up, what up? Yeah, man. Hey. Yeah, man, I was listening on YouTube and then I heard King, with his Rolly slander talking about man, listen. How in the hell is Isaac Eastside Cruz a bigger fight than Rolly was? Like, if the numbers fell off the cliff when Rolly disappeared. Like, the interest level fell off the cliff when Rolly disappeared. Look at how that fight was tracking with Rolly versus how it changed all of a sudden with Eastside Cruz. Like, what do you mean looking backwards? Like, Eastside Cruz is not that much far ahead of Rolly. Was he a title contender like Rolly? Rolly at least had the fake belt, right? He had the regular?
He had the regular.
You know what I mean? He was at least a regular title holder. I like Eastside Cruz. He's a nice fighter, but for King to say that it's looking backwards to fight Rolly when you just fought Eastside Cruz, that's a laughable statement. And I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist guy, but that means Tank's hand wasn't broke then. If his hand was broke in December, how the fuck he fighting in March? It takes 6 weeks for the fracture to heal, then 6 weeks for you to get range of motion back. So as soon as he get range of motion, he's gonna be fighting in March. If that shit happened in March, he just had a sprain and they played it up as a break. So I don't know, man. I think Rolly got a better chance and he deserved this fight, especially how men are treated now, bro. We're under attack and he bounced back, and I'm glad he's still talking like a man and he didn't cower behind the pressure that was chasing him. So he deserved this shot, win, lose, or draw. I think Tank a better fighter and Tank win. But I ain't finna sit here and say Eastside Cruz was looking forward and Rolly is looking backwards. What you think? Really? If Eastside Cruz is looking forward and Rolly is looking backwards, Tank is gonna forever be fighting little bitty Hispanic dudes that they move up. At least Rolly got some black in him and he feel like he got some melanin. He got some cortisone. He told him, after everything y'all said about me, y'all can suck my black puh. That's what he told him. Y'all can suck my, you know what I mean? And I respect that. I love it. And he ain't folded. He ain't cowering. And that's something Tank gonna have to deal with. That confidence. Listen, some guys are good fighters, but sometimes guys who aren't that good but are very confident are dangerous. And I'm gonna give Rolly at least that credit. I never was a big fan, but today I'm gonna stand behind him and let him get that fight. Let's go.
All right. Colorado. Stone Bone, appreciate you. This is Rick, San Antonio.
Hey, what up, Ness? What's up, people? What up, man? Hey, yeah, this fight here, I think Davis is just going to take him out. He'll stop him, in my opinion. But a caller brought up a good point earlier. The comparison to the Mayorga, that style, the unpredictable, wild style. Yeah, that did happen, Vernon. I remember that shit when that shit went down. Nobody expected Mayorga to beat Vernon Forrest. So, anything can happen. I won't be paying for the fight. I'm expecting a knockout, though. I'll watch the highlight reel. But I would like to see what Davis is going to do after this. That's really what I'm looking forward to seeing. So there's a lot out there for Davis after this next fight with Romero. Again, not looking past Romero that much, but at the same time, I don't expect much at the same time. So, but we'll see what happens. I'll look at the highlight reels, see how Romero most likely gets stretched out. That's my call.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it live, man. Hopefully I can be there. Tank fights are movies. And I'm sure this one's gonna be good. Romero has a little buzz around him. Like I said, he was live at the Eastside Cruz Tank fight, and they, I don't know. Shit, threw me off with that text. All right, we're going out to J. Will in Ohio. Are you on standby mode or are you available? J. Will. I don't know. You look. I mean, it's orange over there. Like you on standby. We gonna go ahead and keep it rolling and get there.
James Payne is my name, partner. How about
Shit. My bad, James. My bad. I got the other James came through with a counter punch. I don't think I went to that. Did I, James?
Man, it's all good, man. You ain't have to cut me up. You ain't have to cut James Payne off for me, man. But I appreciate the love, though, Ness. Um, hey, back to these intros again, man. Hey, you need to give J Mac a little bit more respect, man. You know, you keep on talking about Davidian, man. J Mac really has the best intro, man, that I heard in a while. He's starting to actually make me want to turn a new leaf, man, and start showing Bud a little bit more love than hate. So that's all I'm saying, man. And also, Ness, man, would it be okay if you could just do this on the Untitled, man? Because, you know, I'm a Patreon. Why don't you just go ahead and just rate the callers from the different regions or whatnot?
It's funny.
If you don't mind. Yeah, I'm serious, man.
I
Just
don't
go ahead
want
and
to
put it
get
on, put it
involved
on
in
wax.
y'all. I don't want to get involved in y'all beef,
Come on,
man.
come on, Ness. Either that, man, or you know, I'm bold enough, man. Hey, how much it costs about put a show? Or matter of fact, how
I
about
ain't
this?
doing
No,
no
no, no,
shows on that,
no,
man.
no,
That's
no.
y'all shit.
All right, Ness. How about this, man? How about this? Would you be able to actually set? We could do our first little call out thing or whatever. If you
Oh
allow
yeah.
us to actually set up a little teams or whatever between the South. I
Yeah,
mean, the Northeast. Ain't
you could call out
nobody worried about their.
CYP.
Man, look, we're gonna have to get a team, but yeah, we can do it. We can go ahead and run that. That's all. That's light, man. The whole West Coast, that's light, man. But we'll go ahead and set it up and everything, man. What's a good day that we could probably do it? Maybe a Friday.
Any day, man.
Cap off the week.
Get with the producer. That's his show. All you
We'll
gotta
give.
do is run it by him, and he gonna schedule it for me.
All right. How about this, man? Would you mind picking the topic that we can debate?
Well, shit, ain't it gonna be about who the best callers, East or West? Ain't that the debate?
I mean, you can just so we can see our debating skills all together.
Oh, I
Because
mean,
we could talk off anything, man. Because end of the day, we the best, man.
I don't know.
Simple as that.
I don't want to pick the topic. Shit, I will have to think.
All right, cool. That's cool. You know what? I'll ask the producer to go ahead and pick the topic. Then we go ahead and get shit off. But yeah, man, the West Coast, they really have to respect the South, man. I'm out.
Yeah, funny, bro. Yeah, man. I just feel like every year one city or state, not city, but more state shines. They start to shine more than the other, or they make their presence known. Is probably a better way to phrase it. Like New Orleans came through heavy. Brooklyn has always been super duper heavy. Philly's always been heavy. Texas has always been heavy. And, they emerge like that. You just start to see like, damn, we got a lot of Texas callers calling in all of a sudden. Then, it'll be, oh, wow, a lot of New Orleans. A lot of people from Alabama, too. A lot of people. I mean, some stop calling in, obviously, once Alabama stopped getting them big wins. But, most of them is still alumni and do call in. But, yeah, I feel like every state has they run, man. It's just like the UK, man. When AJ was undefeated, we had hella UK callers calling in, man. It was crazy out in these TBV streets, man. And then once he took them losses, man, they dipped off. They dipped off. Mr. Steal Your Chin, he just upgraded his membership. Shout out to you. We got Jerome. What up? No, actually, is that Jerron? That's Jerron Wolf. What up?
Yeah, I think it's a good fight for Tank. I mean, I looked at it and dude was a little bit taller than the guy I want Tank to fight, Josh Taylor. So I guess we'll see what he does with this guy. Maybe he'll be able to do Taylor next and try to get at 140, like I said earlier.
Wait, you sure Josh Taylor is shorter than Rolly?
Yeah, I think like an inch or so shorter.
Wow.
Yeah, he ain't too much shorter.
Yo, this Jerron in Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
Man, you sound way better on Skype, dog. I hear you so much better than ever. You've been calling in for years. You sound way clearer. Wow. I did not know Rolly was taller than Josh. Now I gotta Google it. I gotta make sure of that.
Like I said, it would be a good gauge to see what Tank will be able to do with Josh Taylor. They try to get a title at 140. And like I said, just start so he can start inching his way up to get his name in there with some of these welterweights eventually. That's my call.
All right. Let me see Rolando, because Josh Taylor is 5'10". Let me see Rolando Romero where he at. I already got Taylor's box rack. All right, so maybe that's what he meant. Like, let's see how Romero do, because he's 2 inches shorter than Josh Taylor. And then we'll get a gauge of how Tank will do with Taylor. Because Romero is 5'8". They saying Taylor 5'11", but on BoxRec he 5'10", so yeah, I can stop with all that. Trying to stretch it more than it needs to be. Let me see. We got James Payne going back to you. Apologies.
You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. James Payne is my name, partner, how about you? Standing on my property and I'm gonna see about you. If I come out on my porch, I see you chilling in your wheel. Boy, I hope you know somebody better be waiting on the bitch. James Payne, baby, see me pissing on the post. If we're playing basketball, you might see me in the post.
TVV, how does audio sounding, champ?
Straight.
Look here, man. Is me, James Payne. It's lethal. And I'm representing that dirty South. You know what I'm saying? Originally from Memphis, Tennessee, residing and training and promoting and doing all type of fly shit out of Nashville, Tennessee, and holding it down for the whole damn state of Tennessee. You understand me? And we in the South with it. Know what I mean? So now we're going to get into the topic, you know? Yeah, man, Rolly, man, I'm happy to see him vindicated of those allegations, man. That was a terrible situation, man. I hate when we have to go through that. Motherfuckers lying on your name like that, man. Tarnish your image in the public perception. But, hey, he got a shot at redemption. He can pick up that bag, and I know that that's a good thing for him and his family, man. I'm happy he's going to be able to provide for his people like that. With that being said, his boxing style to me is very awkward. It can be frustrating if a fighter is not as seasoned as Tank. This dude is always off balance and swinging for the fences. I honestly don't know how he haven't taken the L up until this point, but he's getting ready to be on the biggest stage of his life. And with that being said, I believe that Tank is going to toy with this man like a cat and fucking mouse. And he going to have Rolly face. You know how Rolly come in with the little Elvis Presley lip all turned up on the side? Man, he finna jack that boy face up like a motherfucking car that just got wiped down in the hood. You hear me? It's going to be on all jacks. 4 flats looking crazy like that, man. He finna look crazy in that motherfucker. And Tank gon' get the dub like he supposed to be. And let's hold him to the fire and make sure he give us those bigger fights like we expect him to be giving us. But this is their stepping stone for him. Tank definitely needed a nemesis that was a live dog, even in your mind. This fight won't go very long, but Rolly talk enough shit where some people gonna believe he got a chance. So that's my take on it. TBV for life, y'all know what it is. Hey, man, much love and respect to all of the real niggas out there in the community, because I done met some real ones, whether they on the east, the west, the south, up north, across the pond, all around the globe, man. Shout out to y'all. And James Payne Lethal said that this is the illest, trillest, dopest boxing podcast in the whole motherfucking galaxy. James Payne Lethal out.
All right. Appreciate you, James. We going out to New York City.
Listen, Vegas don't know nothing. The world don't know nothing. Only I know everything.
We did it first, and we motivate even the greats.
Oh, what a big shot by Lopez! I told everybody!
TheBoxingVoice.com.
What he done to the boxing world to be number 1 in a junior weight division?
SDS Promotions.
Yo,
Yo.
I told everybody, I'm glad this fight is going down. Rolly Romero is not going to win, but this is a dangerous fight. The guy's a natural 140-pounder. The guy does have power. He's awkward. He can hit you with a shot that you might not see. So I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for Gervonta, but I do believe Gervonta is going to win. But he might get buzzed for the first time. He might get dropped for the first time, but I think Gervonta is going to win. I'm glad it's going to happen because I was hearing from my sources that Gervonta was going to rematch with Isaac Cruz. But Rolly is a more sellable fight. I just hope he talks this time in the press conference because last time he looked like he was blinded by the lights. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens with that. Gary Russell now. Let's talk about Gary Russell because I finally saw that fight. Gary Russell's not over because he lost. Let's not forget Zab Judah went into a pay-per-view with Floyd.
Did you think he lost?
No, I don't. I thought it was close. I'm actually impressed. I thought it was a close fight. I think with two hands, he would have won convincingly. But I thought it was close. But I thought Gary pulled it out. And I'm not saying it because I'm a Gary fan, but I got to respect the skill set I saw. Zab Judah fought Floyd Mayweather coming off of a loss to Carlos Baltimore. So it's not over. Boxing's like real life. One big win could turn your whole life back around. Mikey Garcia might knock somebody out and go right back into the Tank Davis sweepstakes. You know what I'm saying? So you can't write these guys off. Speaking of Mikey Garcia, I want to see Mikey back in the ring. I think if he's focused and shape, he'll knock a lot of people out. And he can get himself right back into a Tank fight or a Teal fight or somebody like that, a superstar, because all it takes is one big win over a credible opponent. Same thing with Teofimo. Teofimo go in there and blows out Barbosa or Jose Ramirez or one of those guys. He's right back into a Josh Taylor fight. So I think Gary Russell can get himself into a Tank fight. He just got to move up. If Gary Russell stays there, I know Gary Russell. Not too many people know him. I know.
Barbosa.
If Gary Russell,
Barbosa. Hey yo, Barbosa.
Suck my nuts.
Yo, Ness, you're a funny dude. The last two times I called on some regular shit, and you turned it into a Teofimo call, bro. And I didn't even mention that man's name, bro.
I'm just saying. But, now you saying Barbosa though.
Barbosa's a young, hungry lion, man. Okay. He's a tremendous fighter, bro. Tremendous fighter. All right. But Gary Russell, man, like I said, if Gary Russell come back to 126, he might as well retire. If he comes back and goes to 130, you got to come back and go to 130 or 135, man. I would love to see Gary Russell or Stevenson. That would be a hell of a fight. That's a skill. That's a high. That's a fast.
He's gonna have to beat Colbert to fight Shakur in a unification.
Come on, Colbert. You don't gotta fight Colbert, man. Gary Russell, all you gotta do is, believe it or not, Gary Russell could come.
I'm just saying, why would Shakur Valdez win a fight Gary, who just lost his belt at 26, moving up to 30? All right,
let me ask you a question.
If Colbert beats Gutierrez and he beats Colbert, then he got a clear unification for 3 belts.
They're on the same side of the street too, right?
Yeah, Colbert and Gary, yeah, theoretically.
All right, but let me ask you a question. As a consumer and a boxing fan like myself, if let's say Shakur beats Valdez, which he should, right? If he announces out my next fight is Gary Russell coming off of the loss, pay-per-view, would you pay for it?
Who?
I would,
Shakur?
personally.
Shakur
and Gary off of the loss, I'll still pay.
I'm not setting that precedent, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I already did with Andy and Ariola, but they heavyweights, man. It was different.
All right, so let me ask you another question. So you paying for Barrios and Thurman? Because I'm not. I'm being real. I'm still in that fight.
Am I playing for who? Barrios and Thurman? I'm hoping to go to Barrios and Thurman, so I ain't got to pay for that shit.
All right,
Let's go! I'm ready!
Because if I go, I damn sure ain't buying the pay-per-view.
Exactly, man. That's ridiculous, bro. That's worse than...
But I'm spending more. I'm spending more if I go. I got to let you go, unfortunately, because I got to get to my Untitled right here live on YouTube memberships. So I'm not cutting anybody, and I'm not officially going to drive-by mode, but What we are going to do is definitely make sure that we use the clock going forward because I got to keep my scheduled show with Untitled. We back. We rocking. We working. Huang in the BX. What's up? Uptown, baby. Uptown, baby. No, you working. We going to Lids Low in Decatur, Georgia.
Get your ass in the ring and swing, man.
Boxing motherfucker like this.
BoxingWords.com.
Hey, Daddy. Boxing thinking man's game. This a dollar beat. Skill. Up here. You gotta be out thinking motherfucker. That's what
BoxingWords.com.
TBV, what's happening, man?
What up, what up, what up?
Man, ain't nothing, man. Ready for tomorrow for the Bows and Indians, you know what I'm talking about? You know I'm gonna be. Hey, look, I ain't gotta work till tomorrow night, so I'm gonna be up ready for 9 a.m. You hear me?
Let's go.
Hey, but
Drop
far as
the
the fight though,
questions.
yes sir, man. Y'all go to Patreon and ask them question to Bows. But as far as the Tank and Rolling, man, yeah, I want to see it shot. I like fights when people genuinely don't like each other. You understand me? That mean I don't think it's gonna go past 6. So it's gonna be some good slugging, some hateful throwing in that motherfucker. And I want to see it. So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody. I mean, I did count, man. Bows in is tomorrow. Y'all tune in.
That's right. That's right. I'm about to put his link to ask him a question in the live chat of this particular show. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It'll put this particular episode in the eyes of other boxing fans so that they can know that we talk boxing multiple times a day, 7 days a week, and they can join us here. And hopefully we get some new callers, you know, we get some new listeners, we get some new back call members. And yeah, I'm putting this Patreon link right here. Boop. Here we go. We're going to flood the chat. We're going to spam it up. Spam it up. For anybody who want to ask Coach Bozy, that's the father of Jaron Ennis and the trainer of Jaron Ennis, a question, do so. You know, he also trained Stephen Fulton for his fight with Angelo Leo, you know, and he's training not Malik Hawkins, who just lost to Richardson Hitchens, but instead undefeated Malik Warren, who used to be with Calvin Ford. If you don't know, now you know. We going out to LV Slugger. What is going on?
Only time y'all see me in Rays is when I turn into the Bronze Mama.
I want a body, and he gonna be the body.
The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in.
SDS Promotions.
I'll be right.
LV Slugger.
CBV, what up?
What is up, LV Slugger?
What up? What up? Yeah, man. Like you said before, firsthand about the fight, I wasn't really too much intrigued. But after seeing the press conference and the shit talking Rolly was doing, the Tank, it seemed like it brings out the, we all know Tank a dog, but it just brings out, he talking more. You know what I'm saying? And you can really see that they really don't like each other. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And like a lot of people saying, man, we got these females out here that take advantage of, the power they got, and just make up shit. It's real females out here that go through, situations like that. But, it's females like this just make it bad, make it look bad. So I'm just glad, he got out that situation. Some charges got whatever it wasn't no charges. I'm glad he getting the biggest payday of his career. She like to rob this man of his biggest payday. I'm glad he's gonna finally get that opportunity. I ain't what I was about to say something. Tank, but yeah, I'm with Tank though. I'm with Tank, man. Hopefully, if he can get through this, we can get the Loma fight, get him in some of them bigger names in the ring with some of them bigger names. Hopefully Loma and I stay.
Cut it. Like I said, I ain't trying to hit nobody with the cut it, but we do got to get to our membership only right here live on YouTube.com/The Boxing Voice members only, Untitled, going live We were supposed to be live at 8. Hopefully Enrique's available. Let me start texting Enrique Majid. What it do?
Yo, everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for some. Shit, I like the fight, man. It's gonna be Raleigh with his big ass mouth talking shit, and then so it's gonna be some good pre-hype, and I think that it's about to be some bombs thrown in there. Somebody about to get hurt in that shit. So I'm with it 100%. I don't know what this means for the division, but it's gonna be a fun fight for us. But that's all I got.
All right, intrigue. The incredible with the last minute intro change. Oh shit.
Lambos, Ferrari, phone whip, made overseas. The whole money bag, dead presidents, 150, 2010s. I want all of it. I want it all. Dracos, 40 cal, 9 milli, bitch. Rolex, Versace shades. A yacht with my name when we hit them waves. I want it all.
What's up, Ness?
What up?
Yeah. I just that's the old intro. I just I'm bringing out some of them old intros. I sent you another one too, but yeah, man. I missed most of the show. I was asleep. Been fucked up today, but I see y'all was talking about what Tank fighting Rolly.
Yes, sir. March.
Okay. That was it. That's all the show's about. Like who's gonna
Plus,
win? Or
plus the WBA mandated it. And Coach Calvin Ford was saying that it was a fight that has to happen because the money that Showtime's already spent.
on it the first time. Okay. Oh, so Calvin Ford was on here today?
Nah, we used the audio from his podcast. He has a podcast that him and a couple of people do in the Upton Gym called Rise Podcast. Hello?
Yeah. I got a call. I had a call coming in. That's what's up, man. It was something I was gonna ask you, man. I forgot, man. That shit just right. I gotta take this call anyway, man. But I'll catch you on the next show.
For sure. Do your thing. Looks like we got Mr. Steal Your Chin with the $50 super chatty. Sheesh. Shout out to you. Shout out. Thank you for the love. He says, shout out to the greatest boxing podcast in the business. Give me that Tank soundbite for Be More Champ. Keep grinding. Shout out to SDS Promotions. Shout out to Controversially Correct. Just showing some love. You already know, Champ. We appreciate it. Soundbite coming up. Where we at? Where is it? Tank.
And when you in the trenches, it's cool to shoot them bullets. How you gonna defend yourself when them bullets coming back?
Mr. PBC Boomerang. PBC. Counterpunch. LV.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to finish my little, but off the what the female was doing, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, just off that alone, him not them charges not, the female, whatever she had going on, man. I'm just glad that got out the way. And off that alone, I feel like I'm glad Rolly getting the fight. You know what I'm saying? But we do see like these dudes do not like each other, and it's gonna show in the fight. But if I going through Tank resume, this might be the biggest puncher he'll face. So I mean, he may face some adversity, but I don't see it lasting long, and I do see a knockout. But I'm with Tank though. I'm definitely after this fight, man. Hopefully he can get that Loma fight, one of these big names, and I do stand on what I've been saying about the Loma fight. Tank will be the first to knock out Loma. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully after this road we get that Loma, and we can big and better things, man. But that's my call.
All right, all right, and looks like I'm being told by Mr. Brandon, the producer, that Ja is it Jai or Ja? And you don't pronounce the I don't know, but Tucker, Mr. Tucker, will be on the show in the morning. All right. So, all right. Looks like he'll be on tomorrow morning. So I'll be putting out a post for Mr. Tucker. He signed the Top Rank, and I believe James Prince maybe, but you can always ask that. And we got to get to Boomerang PBC jumping back on the line.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah, I can't wait for this fight if it happens, man. I'm not really hating on it. Just as much as anybody, we're gonna get these pay-per-views no matter what. And if you have to buy it, then you have to buy it. If you got to go somewhere to look at it, go somewhere and look at it. If you're gonna complain, just don't even talk about it. But hopefully we also get the unification. Hopefully Bud does something. If he doesn't, then the Bud boys are gonna support him no matter what. Um, I've heard like Rigondeaux, some random names at 140. Do that. Just drop the belt though. Leave it at 147, and someone will grab it, and we'll take care of the unification over there. But that's my call, man.
All right. All right. J Matt, Boomerang. Did we do that? All right. All right. So, Brandon, Boomerang. No Brandon, no Brandon. All right. All right. And that's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. If you want to catch us, we're going to be on Untitled here in the next few minutes. Amin and Enrique and myself. Obviously, if you don't know about Untitled, is a show where we talk about anything and everything, and obviously whatever you guys put in the Untitled posts that we put out. So yeah, catch you on that one, and see you in the AM. Peace.